Hello, hello, everyone. You are listening to I was going to say Join the Journey podcast, but that is no longer a thing. Y'all, it is a new year, new stuff going on, and awesome things going on our front. And I want to be the first to welcome you to the all new, redesigned Extra Organary Podcast. We have been doing a lot of work behind the scenes. I have, as well as my friends over at Kidney Trails and Transplant Warriors 24/7. We have all been working very hard in really revamping this podcast. Formerly, it was referred to as the Join the Journey podcast. And again, it is now called the Extra Organary Podcast. And the real vision for this really just came about because I felt like that and the podcast needed something new. It needed a fresh face, a fresh look. And we have definitely done that with this reboot. So for our very first episode of the newly and freshly redesigned Extra Organary Podcast, I have some really awesome friends joining me. A couple of them are familiar faces that you'll see, and we have a new face as well. So again, super excited to be here and to start out this new podcast journey on the Extra Organary Podcast. So let's get started right now. Joe, what's up, man?
What's up, Will? How you doing, man?
Hey, doing good, brother. Doing good. Hey, so super excited to have you on, man. Again, as I said in our little intro, this is a new venture, I think, for all of us. There was a time for the Join the Journey podcast, and that was great. But man, we are trailblazing into new things, and I'm super excited to have you on as my guest for our very first interview with this new podcast setup. So I know that you have been very busy yourself. I have been busy on the back end with this, working with Anthony on this new reboot, but you have a lot of awesome things going on. And one of them is you're doing a walk to raise awareness. Is that right?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
It's crazy. Yeah.
So we're just gonna have to edit that out. Anthony, I hope you can edit that. Sorry, I was trying to hit my volume on a new computer. Again, the joys of not being live. Okay, awesome. So fill me in a little bit first, a little bit about you and what you're all about for our audience. Again, I know that we've talked ad nauseum in the past on our podcast and stuff, and the Join the Journey podcast. But now, going into new things for our audience now listening, just kind of give them a little bit of background of who you are, what you're about, and why Transplant Warriors 24/7.
I guess it started back in 2003 when I got diagnosed with kidney cancer, and I had to do 13 months of chemo. I survived chemo, and it was a battle like no other. It was more mental than anything else. Like all this is, it's really a mental game. And, it took me 6 months to get out of that loop to want to fight again. So once I started fighting, I made it through chemo. And then fast forward to 2010, I was training for triathlon. Always wanted to do it. It was something on my bucket list, and I was in shape. I was ready. And I had a stroke in my sleep. My heart went to AFib and went to end-stage renal failure. That was the start of my 7 years of dialysis. Through my dialysis, I had a numerous amount of roadblocks in my way at all times. 3 heart attacks, a major bleed out. I died 9 times in 15 years. And these are little things that we all go through. And then I finally got my transplant in 2016. So I understand the struggles of dialysis. I understand, dialysis, does it suck? Absolutely. But if you don't get in shape and you don't do what you need to do on dialysis, you'll never have a normal life, and you'll never receive that kidney transplant that you do need. And why Transplant Warriors? Well, I started Transplant Warriors to honor my donor. Her name's Kelly. She was 40 years old at the time of her death. She passed away October 23rd, 2016. I got my transplant October 24th, 2016. She saved 5 lives that day. My transplant coach begged me for at least a year to become a transplant coach. Or my transplant surgeon begged me to become a transplant coach for a year and a half before transplant. And I was like, you know what? I'm done being in hospitals. I'm done with doctors and everything. And what I did was, excuse me, the day I got transplanted, I felt like I needed to give back. And when I did that, my mom was in the room and she was like, let's go all out, Joe. And I told my doctor, I'll do whatever it takes to get these transplant people through the transplant process as fast as I can. And to make them lose the weight, the mental game, everything. Give them the answers that I found out. Will it work for them? I don't know. But if they give me 110%, I guarantee that they'll get to where they need to be. And my mom's like, let's just do a 501c3. Let's go big or go home. And that's what we did. Um, and I'm doing this to honor Kelly's memory and telling everyone about this woman who was 40 years old, was a daughter, a wife, and a mother of 3 children. And, she had a massive stroke and died. I had to write the toughest letter ever written to this day to say, hey, thank you for keeping me alive while you're mourning the loss of your mother, your daughter, and your wife. I mean, that's a tough little note. I did get a response back, and that's how I know she's Kelly and everything that happened. But still, I owe this woman everything. I do. I'm here today because of this woman, because she checked a box. It said, I'll donate my organs. I mean, it's a simple check. I mean, our souls are already gone from our body. We don't, once we're gone, we're gone. We don't need what's inside. That doesn't make us. It's our souls that do. And so, was I ever a donor? Yeah, absolutely. My thing is, it is what it is. I'm trying to pay it forward in every way. And if they could use something in my body, please take it. But that's where I'm at with that. And that's why transplant orders came to the front end. To date, I've gotten 66 people transplanted. I have gotten over 250 people on the list just by losing weight and just making them walk and stop eating fried food and eating healthy. And it's not for me. It's not for anyone else. It's for themselves. So now when they do get their transplant, they're set up for success. They're already eating clean foods. They're already going through the whole process that's going to get them to the next stage. And is it a fight? Absolutely. There's nothing in this world that's easy. We all have to fight for something. If we're fighting for a job, if we're fighting for something, this is a fight for your life. And if you want your life back to normal, but you still have to go dialysis, this is the way to go. I'll take you right to the promised land. I promise you.
Man, that's absolutely incredible. I know that I know a lot more about your story than just that. And just hearing you talk just then, it is so obvious that not only are you passionate about your own story, right, and really passionate about paying it forward, but ultimately in helping make this a possibility for others who are awaiting transplant. And
Absolutely.
I think that's really awesome. That you took your life challenge, right, that you had, and you didn't let that define you, but instead you allow that to be a springboard into what you are doing now.
Absolutely.
And speaking of paying it forward, you are doing something new that I would say has not been done before by very many, if any, people that I know, at least. You are taking on a rather large challenge. Why don't you fill us all in on what that challenge is? And also, I love you, brother, but like you realize the challenge you're taking on this, right?
Oh, I realize it, and it has to be done. And there's nothing. I don't regret one thing I said about it. I think it's something that really needs to clearly be done. And what it is I live in Charleston, South Carolina. I'm going to walk from Greenville, South Carolina to Charleston, South Carolina. Now, that's not 10 miles away. That's 250 miles away. So I've set up a team to hit this journey with me. I'm going to walk and I'm going to ride. And in the hopes of people coming out and meeting up with me and having that conversation and not walking the whole thing with me. Of course not. Let me suffer. It's okay. Just walk a mile, half mile, 50 feet, whatever it takes. And let's have that conversation. I don't care if you need a transplant. If you don't need a transplant, fine. If you need that extra push, take that walk with me. Come meet me. And, we'll have the routes out in probably about a month or two. with the roads, it's when you have to take back roads, they're always changing. They're always under construction or something. So we're going to wait a little closer before we actually put our route out there. But right now, I'm taking that walk from Greenville, South Carolina to Charleston, South Carolina. It's something that just needs to be done. And I want to show people after all that I've been through, and I'm 50 years old. And granted, I'm not training every day because I don't want to hear, oh, well, you've been training for 6 months. Listen, I just started training a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, if that. I'm not, I can't work out every single day. It's 110 degrees here right now. So I can't do that. And I have 2 full-time jobs. I'm building my business and I have my warriors to attend to. So if you're thinking I'm working out every single day, 10 hours a day, you're wrong. I'm just like you guys, just trying to get ahead each day. But I'm going to do this walk, come hell or high water. I'm going to make it through that walk. Even if I have to crawl through the finish line, I'm going to do it. Wills, you know me well enough that when I set my mind to something, there's no stopping me.
You need business.
Yeah, I'm. If I could do 250 miles in 4.5 days, there is no way in hell anyone that's overweight can say I can't do 100 yards, 500 yards, a mile, half mile. If you can't, it's not my excuses. And if you're going to come to me and tell me my doctor says you're killing people, I want to meet that doctor. Please come. We'll have a live session, and please put your doctor's name up, and I will call him online right now and say, how do you tell your patients that they can't walk? I mean, there's some people that can't walk, and I have sponsors of mine that actually do that and help you with that. But we just all have to come together and believe in each other again and make this a positive thing. Is it tiring? Do I want to get up every morning and say, oh my God, I got to get up at 4:30 in the morning. I got to hit that treadmill, or I got to jump on the weights. I got to do something. I don't want to do it, to be honest with you. But I opened my mouth. I told everyone what I'm going to do, and I'm a man of my word. If I'm going to say something, I'm going to finish something, and I'm going to finish this. I chose September 20th, and that's my mom. I lost my mom about 1.5 years ago to rectal cancer. So I wanted to honor her in a way. So every year, her birthday, hoping this goes well, we're going to do this every year until I can't do it no more.
Wow. And okay.
That's my goal. And that's what September 20th is going to mean to me, is that I'm going to be walking 250 miles every year.
That is one heck of a commitment, my man. And I just hope, I know you're going to hit it. I know it.
I no doubt in my mind.
I have known you for way too long. You set your mind to something. I'm just going to go ahead and write down on the list of, okay, yep, Joe has done this.
And we're also going to go be live with it. So you're going to see every blood, sweat, and tear. You're going to see me going through every emotion possible, man. And I want people to see that. I want them to understand. I understand your struggles. Trust me. I spent 7 years in that chair. I understand those struggles. But if you don't start to struggle, you'll never receive what you really want in life. And every dialysis patient wants that transplant. Listen, I waited 7 years. You don't have to wait 7 years. I wasted my first 2 years by being non-compliant. I know all about being non-compliant. I'll sign off, not show up. I know all about that. But the only one I was hurting was myself. And until I took responsibility for my own actions, instead of blaming everyone else, I wasn't going forward. I was just kept on going backwards. I was just digging my own grave. So I took responsibility for myself, and I figured out how to work everything. I watched my fluid intake. That was a massive thing. I watched my food intake. I got on a really good renal diet, and I walked every day. Even after dialysis, I didn't care if I was hurting, if I was tired. It didn't matter. I had to get up and move. Dialysis is basically a sport. And for every sport, you have to train really hard to stay in shape. And that's what dialysis is. Once you train really hard, and after 2 or 3 months, you drop some weight, you feel really good about yourself, you get that confidence back, dialysis won't beat you up anymore. I promise you that. I can guarantee you that. I have warriors now that are saying, I can't believe you were right. I'm like, it's a sport, bro. There's nothing to it, but you just got to get in shape every single day. And now I'm starting with yoga, like really deep stretches. And believe it or not, it helps me before my workout. It helps me after my workout. It's phenomenal. I had a friend of mine who owns a massage therapist. She's a massage therapist. She's a yoga instructor, and she was putting out videos on Facebook on Transplant Warriors. And her name's Cheryl Weir King. She owns Holistic Gypsy up in Greenville, South Carolina. Go to her website, check her out. She's awesome. But she does Reiki massages. And she's phenomenal. But we all have to start somewhere. And I want to bring yoga back into my life. And I really want to go with holistic foods and really go as natural as I can. And that's how I'm choosing to live my life. Since January, I lost 55 pounds. And that's just little walking and, eating the right foods again. It's amazing. It's amazing feeling, drinking tons of water, being after transplant, and really remembering drink water, because I'll be like a camel and drink like 16 ounces and stop. But now I'm actually pushing the water in my system. And, let's just get together and let's have that conversation. Is it going to be a hard conversation? Probably. You probably don't want to agree to anything I'm going to tell you. But if you give me an honest 30 days, I guarantee you, I don't care what country you're from. I don't care who you are. You know what? We're all one race in this world. We're the human race. I want to get everyone together, and let's make this a positive thing every year, that we're going to drop the weight. We're going to get healthy, and not for anyone else. Don't do it for me. Don't do it for anyone. Do it for yourself. Number one, so you get on a transplant list. Number two, so you get transplanted. And if you don't even need a transplant, you just have heart problems like myself, do it for yourself. Do it for your family. Do it for your kids. There's no reason why we should all be in the predicaments that we're in, but we chose that for ourselves. So let's choose not to be this way. And I know it's hard. It's a big step for a lot of people, but trust me, you give me an honest 30 days and I'll show you a changed person. You're going to be like, I just lost 35 pounds. How did this happen? Well, you put a little effort in it. Let's get to that point. It's going to be hard. Absolutely. And I'll walk you through every step of the way. I got a team behind me that won't stop. So if you're ready to do that, hey, call me, text me, hit me up. I don't care what time it is. Wills knows that. You call me at 3:00 in the morning, I'm going to answer the phone.
He speaks the truth.
It doesn't matter. I mean, my girlfriend doesn't like it, but you know what? This is what I love to do. I love to help and I love to give back. And this is where I'm at right now.
That's awesome, man. Something I really love that you were talking about, is that so much of that experience, right, that you go through and that so many others out there are going through, a lot of it is stuff that's outside of their control, right? But there's also within that a lot of things that are within their control. And what I get from what you're saying is that, it's more important that you focus on what you can control, right? What you're saying is, your diet, your exercise, getting on a routine, all of these things are so important to not only lose that weight to get on the transplant list, but just to, I guess, take charge of your own health.
Yeah, take control of your life. Yeah. You want control? You can control yourself. You can control what you do.
There's a whole lot of control. There's a whole lot of control that you have that you don't realize.
Exactly.
When you start doing this.
And so it's going to be hard. And I had to emphasize that a lot because it was the hardest thing for me to do. But, we all fall down. We all get back up. You learn from your mistakes. And if you don't make mistakes, you're never going to learn. So, it's nothing about being negative. Just got to be positive. I wake up every morning and I thank God every morning before my feet hit the floor. Thank you for another day. I'm going to make this today a better day than yesterday. And that's my goal every day. And my other goal is to help one person a day. If I help one person a day, I'm not going to fail. No matter what I do, I'm not going to fail. I would love to help thousands of people a day. And if I help more than that, that's great. But my goal is one person a day, and that's it. If I get more, I'm blessed. And I'm humbled by this whole experience I've been through. So I just want to give back and make people understand that life doesn't end once you hit dialysis. It's a new beginning for you. Because to be honest with everyone, the easiest way to lose weight is on dialysis. I would lose 12 to 15 pounds a week using dialysis once I started working out. Yeah.
That's incredible, man. So you mentioned a little bit ago, you got a lot of folks supporting you, not only me, not only Kidney Trails, not only Kidney Trails Broadcast Network, which by the way, y'all is is so awesome and sponsoring this show. So a massive shout out to them.
Absolutely.
I think we're going to be introducing them here in just a second and bringing Anthony in. But man, I want to hear about who do you have out there supporting you? I know you've got a couple sponsors out there.
I do, and I definitely want to get them through. I got the Charleston River Dogs. They're AAA Tampa Bay baseball team down here in Charleston. Great group of people. I actually work for them personally, and it's good because I can still work with my Warriors. It's every other week. They're home one week and they're home away the next. So I do a lot of things with that. And I also picked up a part. And they're a really good organization. Love working with them and everything else. They're top of the line right there. And another good plus is Bill Murray, the actor, actually is part owners with them. So you'll see him at the ballpark every once in a while. Another one of my other sponsors that I just picked up probably about 2-3 weeks ago is Clean Juice. And I actually picked up a part-time job with them because I really wanted to know if they were truly legit. Is it 100% of everything? And, I was back there today and I was learning a bunch of like protein smoothies and shakes to make, and they're 100% legit. We don't put anything additive, no added sugars, no nothing. It's actually a really good spot to get a quick like boost or like a shake as a meal, like a good lunch meal. And they have salads and they have other things. But really, honestly, I really concentrate on their protein shakes and their protein smoothies. Top of the line. If anyone can go out there, Clean Juice, definitely try them out. They're awesome. They're phenomenal. Definitely. And the last one, I mentioned her already. Her name is Cheryl Weir King. I actually went to high school with her. She owns Holistic Gypsy up in Greenville, South Carolina. And like I said, she's does massage therapy, holistic raking, which is another type of massage, not touching. It sounds very interesting. And she also does yoga, and she does yoga classes and, all these things. And like I said, she's helped me a great deal so far, with the stretches, which they're phenomenal. And everything else that she's been doing, keeping me into a mental way to achieve my goals, which is awesome too. I do have to give her a big shout out for that, for me texting 20 million times asking her about all this holistic stuff. And I'm sure she's probably saying, "Oh my God, would you just please stop already?" But you know me, Wills, if I have a question, I'm going to drill you. And that's just who I am. I don't think I'll ever change. I'll be that pain in the ass for the rest of my life, and that's fine. But as long as we're getting answers and we're moving forward, we're good. We're good.
Yeah, I think that, it's really important during this whole process, right, that you have people, not only friends, but more than that, who have your back. And it sounds like that.
Absolutely.
In all of the folks you have sponsoring you, that is a consistent thread. By the way, you said Tampa, is that right?
Tampa Bay Devil Rays.
Yeah. Okay, so that's not that far away from where I'm at down here in Orlando, man. That's a quick.
Just take I-4 down.
I mean, I-4, man. It can be easy. It can be the easiest drive ever, or it could be the biggest headache.
Don't leave at 3 o'clock.
It's small world, man. No, I'm super thrilled to see that you got folks supporting you on this. Obviously, you got my support and Anthony's support, and I don't know if he's expecting it or not. But Anthony, I know you're back there behind the scenes running this with another really important person, a VIP, if you will. So I'm going to put you on the spot. See, if you want to hop in here and share any words of wisdom that you have, or just your thoughts on kind of why you wanted to, support Joe and his journey in doing this. So, man, go ahead and hop in here and join the conversation, dude. Come on in. I think you might. I don't know if we can do that.
There he is.
Oh, there he is. Okay, I see Tim.
Hold on a second.
I hear Anthony. I don't see him. Oh, there he is. All right. You too. Y'all, these folks, I'm gonna just give them a big hand. Like, they are behind the scenes. They are the warriors, to use Joe's word, behind the scenes here. So Tim and Anthony, I turn it over to y'all. Is kind of give me a behind the scenes view of what y'all are looking at with this. Is Joe just out of his mind? Like what's
I'm out of my
happening?
mind.
No, I doubt it. But yeah, y'all take it away. Let's hear something from y'all.
Oh, I think it's wonderful. I'm just back here, guys. Everybody out there listening on the first session, we're back here running the background. That's what we do, and we love to bring guests like Joe on board and any of our live streaming and podcasting. So, definitely supporting the good cause, and we were definitely all for that. So I think it's a wonderful, wonderful job that he's doing. So we appreciate everything you're doing, Joe.
Man, I appreciate what you guys are doing for me. You're getting the message out, which is really good. That's awesome.
Oh, we're definitely trying. We're definitely trying. So, Joe, with all this wonderful information, where can they find you at online?
Online, you can find me at transplantwarriors247.com. If you want to donate, please hit the donate button. Every dollar counts. It's really that part is just really for my team that's going to go out there and take the 4.5 days and just not get paid to do it and do it as a volunteer. And then they can also reach me on Facebook, Transplant Warriors 24/7. There's an open page and there's a closed page. Closed page is basically for warriors so they can vent out if they need to be, and the family members can't see what they say out loud. It's a sounding board for the warriors. And the open page is open to anyone. You can post whatever you want. I try to post as much positive quotes as I can to keep people's spirits going. But that's about it. It's really a positive page. If someone's negative, someone on my team will reach out to you, instant message you, and we'll find out what the problem is and how we can help.
Awesome. Well, we'll let you get back to it and back to the interview, guys.
Thanks, guys.
A rare appearance. There
I
are
know.
very few times on this show. Just letting y'all know, there are very few times you're going to see Anthony and you're going to see Tim. And they are really the brains behind this. And man, I'm so excited for you, Joe. I'm excited to see not only what you've been through, but where you're going. And I think that's really what's important here is that you are taking on a challenge that I don't even know if I'd take it on.
And you're better physical fit than me. I mean, really, honestly. But you know what? If you're going to do something, you got to do it big. If you're not going to do it big, don't do it big at all. Don't do it at all. And
that's the way to look at it, man. No, I'm excited.
The way I see it, Wills, is from Greenville to Charleston. There's a lot of people in between that are on dialysis, and my goal is to go out and meet these people and walk the streets that they walk and say, hey, let's have that conversation. Let's see what we could do to help you better yourself. I got nutritionists. I got therapists. I got everything you need to succeed, and it's for free. You don't have to pay us a dime. Hopefully we start getting donations in, and we're not coming out of pocket anymore. But you know what? Whatever it takes, I'll make it happen, and that's where I'm at right now. I don't care what it is. I'm going to make it happen.
No, I know if there's anyone on this planet that's going to make it happen, it's Joe Bueno. Man, I'm just so floored to see you getting out here and doing this and really raising awareness around something that is really important to not only me as a recipient, right, as you as a recipient, but I think just overall, bringing light to this need, and it really is a need. And I can't wait to see you through the whole process. I certainly know I'm going to be following your journey. But
I'm kind of hoping that you jump on that walk with me. I'm kind of hoping you jump on.
I'm gonna try to jump on, whether it be virtually or in person. I'm gonna have to figure all of that out later when we're not on the podcast.
I definitely want to mention one other thing. I forgot to mention.
Yeah, go for it, man.
I want doctors out there, nephrologists out there, to understand if they're listening on this podcast. Listen, use me to bridge the gap to your troubled warriors that don't want to listen to you, and let me be the beat up host. I don't mind. I've been there. I've been scared like those patients where they're saying he doesn't understand because he's not in his chair. I understand. I was in that chair. Let me be that sounding board for these warriors. If you need me, you get a hold of me. Hell, My phone number is 973-931-8880. Call me. I said it out loud just so everyone can see it. It's on Google anyway, so you can just Google it anyway. But I'm here. Let me be your beating post, because there's nothing they can say to me to say, well, you don't understand. Let me tell you, I understand. But are you willing to do what you need to do to get to where you need to be? And that's ultimate. It's the choice on their end, where I walked their path and had many obstacles in my path, where they're just fighting for a kidney transplant, where they're extremely lucky, where liver patients, they don't have that choice. Heart patients, they don't have that choice. Lung patients, they don't have that choice. There's not a plan B for them. It's either get the transplant or die. And that's the sad reality, where us as kidney patients, we have a plan B. We can live on dialysis for life if we need be, but you can't do it with any other transplant. That's what you have to think about. So you know how lucky you have it that there is a plan B for you, and these people are giving up. Listen, any nephrologist that wants to give me a call, I don't care what country you're in. I don't care where you are in this world. Get a hold of me. I promise you, my team will help you. There's Zoom now. Hey, I'm talking to everyone. I don't know where you guys are at, but I'm sure you're from different countries. I'm here to help, not to make things worse. And all I'm doing is trying to get them all healthy again. So if you have to lose weight, if you don't have to lose weight and you just need to get in shape, follow me. You're not going to go wrong. What do you have to lose? You have nothing to lose, only something to gain. Let's get it done. Let's do it together. That's the only thing I really want to say, Wills.
Man, words spoken from the one and only Joe Bueno right there, y'all. That's about as real as you're going to get it. And man, I'm thrilled. And something that you mentioned, and I know before our recording today that you discussed, is a couple things. Number one, that you really want to be the person, the bridging the gap between the doctors and the patients. And that's something that I feel like you have done very well, and your organization has done very well, even if it is kind of behind the scenes, right? And the work that y'all are doing in helping these folks get to where they want to be, that is achieving that mission. And another thing is, and I feel like this is something that you do a very good job of, and I would argue is one of your life slogans in a way, and that is that you look at challenges as opportunities. Like you just mentioned, when you're on dialysis, or you found out you're an organ failure, whatever it might be, that yes, that is troubling news to hear. At the same time, that is also a really big opportunity to really have fortitude, and to really focus on you and focus on what matters to you the most. Right. And going through this, and in my own experiences, I went through the same thing. I had to sit down and really evaluate, number one, what's the most important thing to me? Is it playing video games? Is it, hanging out with friends? Is it a litany of other things? Or the way I view it is that if I don't have my health, I don't have anything.
Exactly.
And so at the end of the day, for me, it comes down to family and my health. And if I can have both of those things in multitudes, man, I'm blessed. And I consider you as somebody, that's ultimately what you're seeking to do. Is there anything else, any other words of wisdom or bits of nuggets or anything that we have not gone over that you feel like still needs to be said?
I just think that, people just need to stop thinking that they deserve everything. You know what? Go deep down and say, you know what? There's kids dying every day because they don't have an organ donor. They don't have a transplant. And they're not bitching and moaning compared to the people that you see on these web pages and all these other groups. They should just give it to me. I'm tired. I'm beat up. Well, you know what? That's a choice. You chose to be beat up. You chose to be tired. Is it hard to get in shape? Absolutely. Wills, I could express this to the world.
Yeah, it is.
But if you give yourself give yourself an honest 30 days. And I'm not asking you to walk 10 miles the first day. I'm asking you to walk to the stop sign and back. Walk to the end of your driveway and back. Yeah. And do that every day for a week. And then the following week, go a little further. Double it up. you're not going to die. I promise you. You might be winded, you might be out of breath, but you're not going to die. You're just not in shape yet.
Right.
If you give yourself an honest 30 days and watch your fluid intake, I promise you, you're guaranteed to lose 25 to 30 pounds. I had a guy lose 50 pounds in one shot. And he's like, oh my God. Yes. Is the majority of it water? Absolutely. But the key point of this whole situation is you now built your confidence back up that, you know what? I lost that weight. Let's see how much more weight I could lose. So once you give me an honest 30 days, from there on, it's all you, because now you got the confidence to say, you know what? I just lost 50. I know I'm not going to lose another 50 that easily, but let's see what I could do now. I only need 15 more pounds, or I need 20 more pounds. You're going to get that goal. I guarantee it. And with our help, that goal will be met, because I don't like to fail. And if I fail in my life, I treat my life as a game. If I fail, I lose. If I lose big. I'm not going to lose. And that's the same thing, the mentality I have for this walk. Every day I get in a meditative state and I see myself finishing this walk. And I go over it and over it and over it again. And that's what I see. I see myself finishing the walk over and over and over. As long as you train your mind that you want to get somewhere, your body will follow. It has no other choice in the matter. Will it be painful? Absolutely. Will there probably blood? Absolutely. Will you be every bone in your body hurt? Absolutely. But what you gain at the end, knowing that you know what, you set your mind to something and you reached the goal that you went and achieved. That's all that matters. You got to set goals every day. Sick, not sick. Everyone's setting goals to where they want to be in their life. I know, Will's, in a personal level, you set plenty of goals and you've knocked them all out of the park. And look at you today. And the conversations we have personally, you're up in a different level than anyone else, because you achieve these goals and you keep on striving to be better. And that's the way everyone should be. They should always be striving to be great.
True.
And that's where we want to get them to. Are their feelings hurt now? Yes. Are they asking why? Stop asking why. Why not? Why am I so special? You know what? I'm no one special. Well, I get sick just like the best of them. Let's just get healthy together. Let's get some positive going. All this negativity in this world right now, it's killing it. It's bad. Everyone hates on each other. Why hate? You know how much energy it is to take to hate and negativity? It drains me. I mean, just hearing it. We don't even have cable in the house anymore because I got sick and tired of watching the news. I'm just like, I don't even want to see it anymore. You know, let's do something positive with all this negative energy. You know, let's throw it into positive.
I hear you, and you're doing it. You're doing it with this, and I from hearing you say those words, you know, it sounds like that the biggest takeaway I think out of all of this is just to not take things for granted.
No.
You know, and to really sit back and evaluate what you have, where you want to be, and what it takes to get there.
Yep.
And in finding, you know, the right people to surround yourself with to help you get to that place. Maybe it is reaching out to Joe and Transplant Warriors and helping you kind of, you know, I guess regain your confidence and take charge of and be your own best advocate. Something that I am a very big proponent of.
And there's one other thing I want to say. Oh, I'm sorry. One thing I definitely want to say is, you know, if you're reaching out to me, don't expect me to give you pity, because I sat in that chair. I know what you could do with yourself. If you're looking for pity, I'm the wrong person to be calling. I can tell you right now, Wills will tell you, I'm not the person. But if you want to succeed and go further, give me a call, because I'll make sure you get there, and I'll fight like hell to get you there. And that's what I'm not going to waste your time. Don't waste my time. Let's do this together. Let me get you to where you need to be. I'll give you the answers. All you got to do is follow the answers. And we'll have you transplanted like that. You'll be on that list, and you got to market yourself. You got to take things out of the box and do things that no one's done before. You know, you can sit on Facebook and show someone's picture and say, here, he needs a transplant. Well, let me tell you something. Everyone on that page that you just send that picture to needs a transplant too. So let's think outside the box. Take it off Facebook. Go a different route with it. And I honestly believe if you reach out to Anthony and Wills, you're going to get what you paid for, and you're not paying for anything right this second. They're going to help you as much as possible. Now, for payment wise and everything, I'm not going to talk for Anthony, but for me, I'm not taking a payment. If you want to give me a donation, I'll take that gladly. Trust me. But they are a group of guys that's going to take you to a whole different level. Now, if you've been messing with Facebook and trying to get, the same people putting your picture on with the same people are looking for transplants, you're not going to go anywhere. You're throwing you into a pit, a never-ending pit of the same people that need the same thing. Who's different in that page? No one. We're all the same. We all either got a transplant or we need a transplant. So you got to think outside the box, and Anthony's the way to go if you want to get outside the box. I would take it to Wills and Anthony and let them help you in a way where it doesn't look like a cartoon character or anything like that. This is real life. This is what life is about. And if you're going to be serious about your life, then you got to do it for here and now. And you got to be in reality and get your transplant. And that's the only way to do it. I mean, honestly, personally, that's my personal experience. Am I wrong? Probably. But you know what? This is what I believe, and this is what I've seen on an everyday basis. You see the same things, same reels, same people throwing the same pictures in a group that everyone's looking at transplant for. So why should I push this guy if I'm looking for a transplant?
Right.
It's stupid. So they basically have to think outside the box and do something else, which you guys are doing. I don't see Anthony posting religiously, oh, this guy needs a transplant on Facebook, because all the pages that he's friends with are all looking for transplants.
Right.
So, I mean, it's to me, it's common sense, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Like I said,
no, you're dead on. And I think the biggest thing with that, is yes, there's a place for that, but I also think that when it comes to going through that experience, right, and with assuming that your ultimate goal is that you want to receive a transplant, if that's where you're at, that absolutely. sometimes you have to think outside the box. Sometimes you have to get creative, and that's okay. And if you're not there yet, you'll get there. Just be persistent, and again, surround yourself with people that have a general interest in your well-being.
That and positive.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Positivity. I think the important thing, and I know Anthony has written a lot on this, is, the importance of having a really positive mindset.
And, absolutely.
And the importance of having that undergird or be the foundation of everything that you do when it comes to navigating your own healthcare, navigating this time and process that you're in, right, where you are on dialysis, or you're awaiting a transplant, and there's so much unknown, right? There's so many negative thoughts that can flood your mind.
Oh yeah.
But at the end of the day, if you surround yourself with the right people, right, if you reach out to Joe, if you reach out to Transplant Warriors 24/7, whoever it is that you reach out to, make sure that, like you said, Joe, there's so much negativity out there. Make sure you're feeding yourself with the right things, with the positivity, and what you put in. To quote my old cross country coach, what you put in is what you're going to get out, for positive or for negative. So why not make it positive, man? Joe, I know we could talk for days, man.
Absolutely.
I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of where you're at.
Thank you.
So excited to see this come to fruition. You have excellent sponsors backing you, and we are all
need more. We
man,
definitely need more.
Great. It's going to be great.
Absolutely.
And I
can't wait.
So I can't wait either, man. And I'm so glad that we did this interview to kick off our new Extra Organary podcast, because you, my friend, are extraordinary, not ordinary, ordinary, because that's a whole nother level.
Absolutely. And thank you once again for allowing me to come on, and hopefully we do this again. And, we'll be working together, me, you, and Anthony, definitely for a long time.
You know it, man.
And we'll get a lot of things done. And I believe that us three, we can help a ton of people. I really do. I really, truly do. And that's
we already are. And in my view, if we can help one person, there is no telling the impact that will have. And my friend, you are making an impact. So again, thank you so much for coming on, man. It was such a pleasure to talk with you. So great to hear what you're doing, man. And I know I can say this for me, and I know I can probably say this for Anthony too, that we're going to be following what you're doing, man. And we support you 100%.
I appreciate it.
We back you all the way, my man. And again, thank you so much for coming on. And thank you all, the audience, for hanging with us through this interview as we go from one phase of the Joy the Journey podcast to a new unknown territory, to use Anthony's words. a new unknown territory of the Extra Organary Podcast. So until next time, all of you, I challenge y'all to go out and do something today that you wouldn't normally do to really make an impact and really, challenge yourselves and work toward your next accomplishment, your next peak, whatever it is that, you work towards that. And until next time, I'm Wills signing off.
Peace.